Okay, let me tell you this too. Great athletes aren't afraid of adversity. Martin Luther King said something very, very significant. He said the true measure of greatness is not how well a person does during times of comfort and convenience, but rather during times of adversity. It's the man who can overcome adversity that's really a champion. Let me tell you another little story. I hope I'm not talking too much about myself, because there's more important people than me in life, but I think it's a very good story. Believe this or not, when I was in college, I was a basketball player. I know that's hard to believe, right? Someone was hard to believe that I'm hey, quit looking at me like that. I think you think my flies are over or something. Yeah, it's hard to believe, but I was a basketball player. In fact, I was pretty good, you know? I got a scholarship to college, and I went to this junior college to start off with up in New York. It's called Corning, New York. And we had a basketball power up there. We had a really great team. And the first year there, the first game of the year, my mother drove up to see me play, and my girlfriend drove up to see me play, and I was really, really excited about this. And I played in a very small school in eastern Pennsylvania called Notre Dame. So I went to a very small school. And the most people that ever showed up to see us play was about maybe 500 people. And here I was at a major college power, and all of a sudden there was like 5,000 or 6,000 people who showed up to see me play. And I remember I was down in the locker room getting ready to go into this game. I was really, really nervous. And before, I never experienced anxiety like that before. And then the coach got us together. He said, okay, let's go up and go through warm-ups. When I got in that court, I could not believe it, because this place was absolutely packed with people. And I was so nervous, even in warm-ups, I couldn't make a simple layup. I was missing everything. I was throwing passes away. I was functioning like a motor moron. And I hate to say this because I love basketball, but I just couldn't wait till the game started so I could take a position at the end of the bench. Because to be honest with you, I didn't even want to get in the game. Isn't that sad? I didn't want to get in the game because I was too scared. I was frightened. Anyway, when the game started, we started killing this team. I mean, at the end of the first half, we had about a 23-point lead, and he started substituting people. I said to myself, damn, I hope you don't put me in this game. I really didn't want to get in. Well, the second half rolled around, and we had opened up about a 30-point lead. And he put just about everybody in the game except me and another guy. I said, well, he's not going to put us in because we're just freshmen. And then with about 3 minutes left in that game, all of a sudden I heard my name called, as if from afar. Biasiotto. Oh, no. I get up, and I was literally shaking, really. In fact, the coach said to me, he said, Judd, get in there and get tenacious. I was so scared, I asked him what number tenacious was. I was petrified. I took off my warm-ups, and I ran out on the court, and something magical happened. Everybody started going crazy, yelling and screaming. What the heck's going on here? Are these people giving me an ovation because I'm a freshman? And finally, one of my teammates came over and said, Judd, you have no pants on. I said, no. And somebody got, I had whipped off my gym clothes from my warm-ups and ran out in front of 5,000 people in my jock strap. Yeah. I was 16 years old at the time. It was the most devastating thing ever happened. I remember I walked back to the bench, my coach was lying on the ground. Says, Biasiotto, you're showing your ass again. My mother tried to disown me. And then the next day, I got headlines in the paper says, Corning trounces Monroe, Biasiotto puts on fine floor show. I mean, it was terrible. I was only 16 years old at the time. You know, I wouldn't put a gun to my head or something. But I tell you this, it's not what you start with in life, but what you end. And true champions can overcome adversity. Actually, this is one of the greatest things that ever happened because it's one of the best stories I can possibly tell. Really. And that's the whole point, you know. People who are defeated, the great champions of life, the people who are defeated, they come back. They turn things around. They rise from the ashes. Okay? Look at Michael Jordan. I mean, this is a prime example. I don't know if you knew this story, but when Michael Jordan went out for his high school basketball team, the day that they were going to put the names of who made the team on, Jordan ran into the locker room because his dream was to be a great basketball player. And he looked down that list, and he couldn't find his name. So then he went right to the end, or right to the J. No Michael Jordan. Then he went to the end. No Michael Jordan. He looked through that list 5, 6 times. And then he realized that he didn't make the team. Did you know that? And then he went home, and he says in his autobiography, I cried. I cried. And And you know what? The next morning he got up earlier. And you know what he did? He played basketball. And now he is one of the greatest basketball players of all time. He's gifted, true. But he's also an ordinary people. He could have quit. He could have said, hell, I didn't make this team. I'm quitting. He could have left his dream, but he didn't. One of the greatest commencement speeches I ever heard was by Winston Churchill. And he got up and he went to the podium. It was the best speech I ever heard, really. You know what he said to the students? He said, never quit. Never quit. Never quit. Then what he did? He went back and sat down. Because truly, that says it all. If you don't quit, you're going to make it in life. If you're willing to struggle a little, get your hands dirty a little bit, you can be anything you want in life. This is so true.